Welcome to another edition of GW Unspoken, where we discuss stuff we don't typically talk about but probably should. And I've got a legend on the line. I've got Lockie. How are you, mate?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good, mate. And it's a bit weird doing this not face-to-face, but it's good that you can channel with your phone. So I appreciate your time tonight.
Thanks for having me.
No, mate, I've been looking for this for a while, actually. And if I said to you right now, how you're travelling out of five being awesome, one being terrible, how are you travelling at the moment?
I must say about a 2.
All right, so a bit low.
A bit low.
All right, we'll get into that in a sec too. So sorry to hear that. And well, let's try and change it a little bit. What's something that you're really grateful for at the moment?
I think I'm most grateful about just, I guess, still being here, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Because, and I'm also grateful for sort of why I am, life-wise, with me getting married in August. So that's something I'm grateful for.
Yeah, that's good.
So, yeah.
Well, let's unpack this a bit. So if I said to you, I know you're not a very big talker of yourself, but if I said to you, for the people who are listening to the show, 30 to 60 seconds, what would sum up Lockie? Who are you?
Just a cool sort of guy that just loves to cook and likes to try and meet new people, and I'm a chef, and I also like building Lego.
Nice. Age?
25.
Maturity level?
Yeah. Mature.
17.
What, sorry?
I'm just giving you a hard time over here. How do we know each other?
From the Rewire the Brain course.
All right, talk me through that. What made you come to the Rewire the Brain course? What was it, and how did you find it? Let's go.
So how I found it was one of the participants' GP is my godmother.
Oh, okay.
And that's how we knew about it. And then my mum told me about it. And then that's why I got onto it.
Okay. And how did you find it?
I actually found it really good. I wish that it could have continued.
Yeah.
For other people, because I talked high praises about it to everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So what we knew about it was there's two organisations came together and they were there to engage people through either art or music, some kind of therapy to get people engaged. And then we took over and did the brain training that was scientifically proven games, which can get really frustrating, but to build those neural pathways to help with different things like, social cognition or, processing speed, all those things. What was the main thing you came to the program for?
To work on sort of different therapies to help me through my depression and anxiety.
Okay. So let's talk about that, if that's okay with you. And it's not, again,
fine.
We've got no questions lined up here, but we're just making this as authentic as we can, because I think that's where the real, the connection comes when we have that vulnerability. And I'm pretty sure we can we know each other pretty well, and you're pretty vulnerable. Like, you're pretty good at showing that belongingness. We can be open with people. When do you think that that depression started with you?
Oh, sorry, back in 2019, my parents sort of knew that I was something was up, because we went away somewhere, and then I was lying on the bed just bawling my eyes out for no apparent reason. And then they were like, "Oh, what's wrong?" I'm like, "Oh, there's nothing really wrong." And then I got a girlfriend. That didn't work out, and it just all snowballed after that.
So 2019, so what does that mean? How old were you about? 22, 23, were you? Is that right?
No, I was
younger.
19.
Yeah, younger.
18, 19, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
19.
And so there's nothing that you could pinpoint that brought it on?
And then I think, looking back, I think another part of it was that I wasn't really who I who I was. Like I hid the fact that I was gay since I was 16.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I hid that for a very long time. So I think that's another reason why
You
I
weren't
got
yours.
diagnosed with depression.
Well, I guess
Yeah,
it was
where
going
I was
against
quite,
your values, wasn't it? Sorry to interrupt. It's really about
yeah,
if it wasn't against who you authentically were. Because I know, like when we got to know each other through the program, you're a very emotional guy who, once break down those walls, big heart, really good communication, like you said,
yeah,
good down to earth bloke. But it was in conflict with what people thought you should be, or who you thought you should be.
yeah, yeah. Sort of putting on a face, I suppose.
Yeah, and because at the time with Rewire the Brain, you were saying that you had a girlfriend too. But you were saying it was really frustrating all the time, wasn't it? You're saying that,
Yeah,
want to patch it up and you could just see that you just weren't there.
yeah.
So that must have been tough for both of you, really.
Yeah, it was probably more tough for me because I was sort of mentally abused by her.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah.
And so when did that all happen? So what's at the moment? Who's in your family dynamic? Mum, dad?
Mum, dad, and my older brother.
Okay. And are you guys all pretty close?
Oh, we're not we're close, but we're not like close. Like I'm not really that close with my brother.
Okay.
Like we still talk, but like he's got a busy life now and I've got a busy life now, so it's kind of we
Yeah.
only really meet um kind of once a month for family lunch that we do with the whole family.
Okay. And how did you
So
find
yeah,
it?
that's
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna ask then because I just had my little tiny brain cell sort of started trying to connect a few little dots there. How did you go with mum and dad when you sort of came out and said, I'm gay now?
oh they were fine with it. They said they were really happy and they were fine with it.
So really
Like they
supportive.
were very supportive. Yeah,
That's good, isn't it?
yeah.
Were you surprised by that?
Because I know. Oh no, not really.
No.
Because yeah, they're sort of very supportive parents, so they were fine with it. But I know there's other families that are not that supportive, and that's why there's a lot of organizations like Open Doors that helps with that, which I think is a very good organization.
Okay. All right. And then when you came to terms with it, like being open about it, did it feel like a weight off your shoulders?
Yeah, a bit of a weight off my shoulders, but then it comes with other labels as well, and that sort of thing.
Okay. And are those labels still out there?
Yeah, they're still out there, even though it's the 21st century, they're still out there.
Okay. So what do you do to sort of get through that? How do you break through those processes? Like, do you have some skills that sort of when that stuff happens, do you just avoid, or do you have different certain skills to get through those?
There's some skills, but then sometimes it just doesn't work, and
And that makes you feel down again?
yeah, then it's filled down again.
Okay. And so depression diagnosed earlier, and then so do you sort
Yeah,
of still have those good and bad days now? Like you just checked in before saying you're a 2, so are you still going
yeah,
through that?
yes, I'm still going through that and
Okay.
try and processing it.
Okay. And I know this is probably tough here, so but what's an example of, if you're happy to share, what's an example of a bad day? And then what's an example of, is there a way you can pull yourself out of that bad day?
So a bad day would be that I just don't really want to wake up and be sort of recluse and not really go outside.
Yep.
That's a really bad day, and I just downward spiral and almost do something that I probably shouldn't do.
Okay. Is that something that doesn't like
And
align
then
with your values, you mean?
no, like sort of like self-harm and that sort of stuff.
Okay. And so how do you pull yourself out of that? Like if you're going down that track, what saves Lockie in those areas and those times?
What saves me is that I go back that I have a very supportive fiance and family, and I use some of the tools that I've learned over the years, um, sort of like grounding exercises, uh, and sort of the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like 5 things you can see, 4 things you can smell,
Yeah.
and sort of that sort of stuff. And sometimes I start building Lego, so I focus on that, then focus on the negative stuff.
Yeah. So
And
mindfulness
that
comes into it
sort
too.
of,
That's good.
yeah, and then also I also have like the really difficult coloring in books that I do as well for mindfulness as well.
Yeah. So what's your advice? Like, we try and teach some mindfulness through schools. We know how it's going to become really important. Like, I know there's a lot of people who follow sport and they see now at halftime, or say, for example, in rugby league, like I'm a big rugby league buff, and you see a try being scored and people get back to halfway and they all get in a huddle and they do 2 or 3 deep breaths and close their eyes and hug in together. What do you say to people now? Like, you go, oh, mindfulness, it's just a joke. It does not work. Do you actually fully believe? Like, I know you're doing those practices, but do you feel the difference when you're doing those things?
Yeah, I do feel the difference. And I do believe that mindfulness is good, but it can be hard at the start. But if you keep persisting through, then you can see the changes in yourself, and also so you can see the changes in yourself.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
if you keep on persisting through.
Yeah,
Because at one point I was like, I almost just gave up on the mindfulness, but a little sort of thing in my head saying, no, keep on going, and then you'll sort of benefit.
yeah. And you feel like if you keep the process going, that it does eventually get you through at least that
Yeah,
small area of
it
time.
does help.
Yeah, right.
It does help.
That's good. And so, like you said before, you check in as a 2, which is pretty low. So that's sort of normally not something you do. Maybe this evening is you do a bit of mindfulness to try and get it, or we do a bit of building blocks with your Lego and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not really a Lego fan. I'm more of a Duplo fan. I heard Duplo's a lot harder. Is that true?
Duplo is not harder.
Isn't it?
No,
This is all.
Duplo is like 1+.
That's both of us, isn't it? That's fine. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, Lego's for like Lego's like 0 to 99 plus. That's what
Let's hope
that's
yet.
what Lego's say.
And what do you think the Lego helps with? Do you think it's just like gives you some purpose and some sort of just challenge
Oh
your mind with
yeah,
something different?
purpose, and I guess yeah, challenging, and then you feel like you're achieving something as well, and also just doing like little chores as well around the house is mindfulness as well, because you feel like you've done something good, and then that releases the endorphins in your brain,
Mm-hmm.
the happy endorphins. So like if you even just going for a walk outside sometimes helps me, because it doing something else and you just look at the birds and look at other things and focus on that
Out in nature.
and nature. Yeah,
We had a guy on the show. He comes on fairly regularly. Jamie's a legend, and he often talks about when he's feeling down, he just changes the environment. A lot of times it is going outside. So sounds like you guys are onto
yeah,
something there, hey?
yeah. I reckon either go outside or either just sometimes either I know it's boring, but just back in the dishwasher. It's something different and it keeps your mind or something.
Yeah, okay. And what happened? Did
Or
you?
sometimes,
Oh, go on, sorry.
or even just baking.
Yeah,
For me, baking helps because then you feel like a sense of gratitude that you've finished something, and then if you then give it to someone else and they smile, that makes me feel better.
yeah,
Just seeing someone else liking your food.
yeah. Yeah. Well, it's interesting, isn't it?
Like,
Because we talk about, like, GW Unspoken's our podcast, part of a business called Innate Code, and we believe there's 8 things that come up with holistic health. And you've already covered some of those things, like you've talked about movement outside, you've talked about mindfulness, you've talked about gratefulness, and even with the Lego and stuff, and you've talked about purpose. So, out of those, and you've also introduced yourself as being a good connector. So that's 5 already out of the 8 that we talk about. And the way that you sort of try and shift yourself, even from a 2 to get better and how you're feeling at the time. So, you've covered most of those things already. I want to ask you a question. How was schooling for you?
schooling was hard for me.
Yeah.
Because I sort of have a learning difficulty where I find it hard to process information.
Okay.
And I got bullied almost every year.
Is that because of your learning difficulty?
Yeah, that, and I was sort of did theatre and music and that sort of stuff.
Okay. Okay. So stereotypically, what male sporting jocks were giving you a hard time?
Some of them, yeah, then just as and the other sort of cool kids.
So what'd you do then when you got bullied?
I just sort of pushed it in until I like snapped in grade 10.
Yeah.
But the teacher stopped me. I was gonna like grapple one of the kids who was bullying me
Yeah.
in class.
So you got to your tipping point sort of thing.
Yeah,
And then it was like,
yeah, I
time
got
to
to
get out
my
of school.
yeah,
Yeah, right. So that must have
yeah.
been tough
Then I
days.
did go to the yeah. Then I did because we did have a school counselor. I did do that. Just went to the school counselor
Yeah.
before it went sort of before I went sort of too far.
So here's a question for you, Lockie, because we have these questions often at school, and I've mentioned this before on the podcast, but, being an educator now, you talk to kids about and being in a wellbeing position at work. We talk about to kids, like, if you had a social emotional issue or a struggle or whatever, put your hand up who'd actually talk to their parents. And it doesn't matter if they're in year 7 or up to year 12, but out of a class of, say, 28, there's only 1 or 2 people put their hands up. Maybe a few more when they're younger, but there's not many who'd go to their family. And I say, well, who would go to, a pastoral leader or a guidance officer? It's the same thing, 2 or 3 people only. I said, would you go to a teacher you trusted? And hardly anyone. Would you talk to your friends? Nearly everyone would say yes. Would you Google the problem? Most people would say yes. So the 2 highest answers was Google and their friends, but they would not seek their own family for support. So was that you when you were growing up?
No, I did go and talk to my parents about sort of being bullied and my brother as well because
Yeah.
me and him went to the same school.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was in the older grades, and I spoke to him about one kid who was bullying me, and then he went to him and
Took back the line.
had a little word.
Yeah.
Yeah, had a little word with him.
So it's good you could
And
reach out to your parents
that
then.
was yeah, and I could reach out to my parents.
And has that always been the case?
Yeah, that has always been the case that I could always speak to them about being bullied, but sometimes I didn't really speak to them about my depression
Yeah, okay.
because they're in the medical field, and I feel like sometimes they sort of treat treat me like a patient
Okay, right.
if I talk about my mental health and my
Yeah.
depression. But then sometimes they do sort of be the parent when I talk about it. So it's a bit of a tug of war
Yeah, right. I didn't even think
sort
of
of
that.
situation.
Because what does mum and dad
Yeah.
do?
My mum's an anaesthetist and my dad's a pediatric emergency doctor
Yeah, wow.
for the children's hospital. But
Yeah.
now he's doing more training and more training and simulation and training young doctors,
Yeah.
more training than he does clinical.
Yeah, right. And did you find that your parents being in those busy occupations that they had less time for you, like quality time for you?
No, they did ask me that question
Yeah.
when I was growing up, and I said no.
Yeah.
Like they did spend they like when they had spare time, they would spend time with me and my brother.
Oh, well, that's good, isn't it? So, did you feel like you had any pressure on you to perform and have a high sort of, that higher level job because of, not that yes, not a high level job, you know what I mean? Like there's high performing jobs because your parents had
Oh
them?
no,
No?
no,
Oh,
they
that's good.
were and they were fine for me passing school,
Yeah.
but I did have like kind of jealousy and all that sort of stuff that it was easy for my brother at school.
Okay.
Yeah,
And do you think that had impact on
and
your
that
mental health?
I think it did a little bit because I already had a low self-esteem
Yeah.
as a kid growing up.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah, and
tough.
I've always had it. Yeah.
All right. So that's from primary school, and obviously in secondary school, same thing. Obviously, was it more prevalent in the secondary school?
Yeah, I think more prevalent in secondary school, but it was prevalent in primary school as well.
Okay. Okay. So what got you through some of those harder days? Was it just discussing with your parents, or did you have some good friends at school?
I did have some good friends at school, but I had to leave some of my secondary school friends because they were toxic. So I just when after school finished, I just part ways.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think? What do you think now? Like, what do you think that is the hardest thing for your generation? Like if I said to you now, what's the hardest thing about being the age that you are? What would you say it would be? I know it's probably a pretty tough
I
question to put you
guess,
on the spot, but what would you say is the hardest
yeah,
thing?
I guess sort of dealing with like the mental health struggles and all that sort of thing. And I guess nowadays, like with the whole um cost of living crisis, all the
Oh yeah, yeah,
people trying to get houses and trying to rental properties and all that sort of stuff, and everyone's sort of struggling. So I guess it's
yeah. So that's also that stuff as well.
yeah, sort of financial as well as mental as well as sort of relationships as well.
As in outside your close partner, like outside of your relationship.
Yeah,
So,
like love and also outside of like trying to trying to keep in contact with friends from school and other friends and just trying to deal with that and then trying to deal with life partners and sort of dealing with sort of I guess being an adult pretty
yeah,
much all the ups and downs of being an adult pretty much.
and that's some of the things we sort of talk about now. Like the other question I was going to ask is like, how do you define these days? What's it like? What is it to be masculine? What is it to be a man these days? Can you answer that one? Like, what would you say?
I would say to show sort of emotion, I guess,
Mm.
because back in the day, everyone's saying like, "Oh, men shouldn't cry, men shouldn't um show emotion, men should just be this tough um sort of person that doesn't really show emotion." But I reckon to be masculine, I get it's a really manly thing just to show emotion. That's what I reckon.
Yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah,
to not is to just I guess cry and that's fine.
yeah. Yeah, I think I read somewhere where someone said it's good to have that emotional part of you, but also still have that backbone, that strength of the family or that
Yeah,
strength, that dynamic. And I think
yeah,
it's hard
but
for men these days to actually get that right
yeah,
balance.
yeah,
And I guess, do you find that that's harder to, and I'm going to be a bit of a stereotype now, but do you find that too, being gay, that you find that other people may impose that you aren't masculine because of that?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, that's very true.
And that must be pretty hard to
That
swallow, like, too, wouldn't it? Like, hard to cop that.
yeah, it is very hard to swallow, but I guess people are guess setting setting their sort of views. But yeah, it
Okay.
is hard.
Yeah. So if I said to you now, if, apart from physically, if you get up each day and you look in the mirror right now, what do you see as a person? What does Lockie look like as a person on the inside?
I guess a person with a sort of a big heart that uh he's very empathetic
Yep.
towards anyone.
Yep. And a couple of really good qualities you've got there.
Yeah.
What do you think? What the whole show is called Unspoken, because we discuss stuff we don't typically talk about, but probably should. What is there something you think that people don't really talk about but should? Like, is there stuff that people keep their masks on and really don't openly talk about?
I reckon like who they actually are as a person, sort of like people hide the fact that they're like gay or bi or whatever.
Mm.
Um, just yeah, I think people need to like speak more about like who they really are, like their true sort of self,
Yeah.
instead of just putting up them that mask and just the sort of thing of just the man and a woman like are meant together. No, that's not sort of true. Like love is love. That's what it is.
Yeah. So you think there's more around like that, the sexuality of the stuff people are really hiding behind. They're not really talking about who they truly feel.
Yeah,
They're more like their orientation. They keep quiet themselves.
yeah,
Okay. And and so if let's go back to like if you're saying that, say, you're having a bad day and you talked about some of the tools that you use, grounding yourself, you said you change the environment, or you go outside, or you start Lego, or you pack the dishwasher, so you feel like a bit of gratitude of accomplishing things. What about people around
yeah.
you? What about people around you? If you're reaching out and you like every now and then you'll shoot me a text saying bad day and that kind of stuff, but the people around you, what can they do to help support you when you're saying that? Like, what are you looking for support? Is it them to acknowledge it? Do you want them to do something? How can we help people who might be going through depression, anxiety, mental illnesses?
I guess just to listen to what they're saying,
Mm-hmm.
like, or and just to be there for them and don't say, oh, you'll be right, just
Toughen up, mate.
smile.
Toughen up. You'll be okay.
Yeah,
We're all stressed.
yeah,
We're all upset.
yeah.
That doesn't work.
No, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
That drives me up the wall
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
people say that to me.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that doesn't work.
No.
Like you have to sort of listen and then try and like I guess try and talk about sort of other things and try and sort of help them along and just connect with them,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess,
So just really get.
and sort of try and be in talk with at that sort of level and just I guess connect with them.
So here's
Because
what
like
you go.
if someone when I said bad day and someone just sort of says like are you okay, that sort of thing, and just then make that sort of connection.
Yeah.
I feel that my voice has been heard.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? We talked about so many times the key to connection is vulnerability, true belonging. But the two biggest soft skills they're saying that people are looking for now is empathy, and you talked about that just then, and listening, and you talked about that as well. So they're the two biggest skills. So if people are reaching out, you really want someone to be empathetic to try and get to know how you're going at the moment, but also really listening how you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I mean, it's not cool, but it's good to understand that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. See, another part of the unique code is connection. You talked about that, and having a community, so that's good. What do you do outside of work? So you get up early. Talk about that for a bit. We'll change the tune a bit here. Heard you get up early, chef.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a chef, so I get up early at 4 a.m. and have to be at work at 5:30 in the morning, making salads for 300 and something uni students.
Wow.
At a residential college.
Nice. And is it hard to get up some mornings? Or are you just in routine now?
Yeah, routine, but sometimes some mornings are tough than others.
Is it getting tougher now? Is it getting colder?
Nah.
No?
I rode in winter, and that's tougher than waking up in the morning cold, because you just can get in the car and drive with the heater on.
Okay. And so what time do you normally finish work? You start at 5:30. When do you finish?
Sometimes, normally 9:30 in the morning, but sometimes I have to stay back to put deliveries away or help other people out.
Okay. And then what would you typically do with the rest of your day? Does it vary, or is it pretty similar?
Very. So I go to I'm trying to get regularly to go to the gym.
Yeah.
To do cardio, and then I'm going to start doing weights as well.
And you find when you go to the gym, it helps mental health as well?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's good. So up early,
and then
go to work, try and get a work in.
Go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, try and get a workout in, then go back home and if the house needs to be clean, I clean some of the house. And nowadays sometimes I do a bit of wedding planning.
Nice.
And then on Mondays I go to a community choir Monday night.
That's cool. What got you into
and
that?
Then I just looked up community choirs because that's good for your mental health as well.
Yeah, right. Music,
just any sort of community music, and also anything like community as well. Having a sense of belonging in a community activity. Could be anything, could be a community sport, community choir, or any other sort of activity that you go out into the community.
Yeah, right. And being a chef, do you eat well yourself?
Yeah, I eat well, but I try and have a good sort of diet.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just sussing you out now because I've got the 8 things for health in front of me, and I'm just going to say you've got purpose is one, gratefulness, community and connection, which you just talked about, mindfulness, movement, you just talked about the gym. We just talked about nutrition. You're a chef as well, so I guess you're around nutrition. And the other 2 we haven't talked about is sleep. So I know you probably get less than the typical 7 to 9 because you're getting up nice and early. And the other one we talked about usually is try not to be addicted to technology.
Yeah, I try and be not addicted to technology, but
Yeah.
sometimes technology is a necessary evil.
Explain that for me. Unpack that.
Like,
I'm going to be a psychologist now. Unpack that for me.
like, like you need sort of like kind of like technology if you're wanting to look up something
Mm-hmm.
on the internet, and the internet is a necessary evil in itself because you could just look up things like you look up for helper that's not really that that helpful.
Okay, yeah.
And also like emails, you have to check emails as well. But yet sometimes some people don't have any technology, but they have to write emails
Yeah.
and send it via letter. But nowadays, everyone's on technology.
Yeah, and that's what we talk about a lot too, and we find it a lot with a lot of kids, along as grade 7, 8, up to 5.5, 6 hours a day on social media or gaming. So it's not really the use of technology; it's more the addiction to technology that we're worried about, because there's so many
Yeah,
studies about the problems it actually has on your mental health as well.
yeah, like technology can be really bad for your mental health as well.
Yeah,
Because there's can be toxic things and toxic people
yeah,
on social media as well as yeah, well as very malicious people on on the internet as well.
but Lockie, don't you think too? That's you talked about we talk about one of the biggest struggles for people your age. See, you guys have known nothing but the technology, have you? Really, you've grown up in an age where technology's been,
Yeah,
my age group, we had a mobile phone with an aerial, and if you stood up on top of a hill, you got really good reception. Now it's just you can do
yeah,
everything on your phone, everything.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Some sometimes I do sometimes I do just turn my phone right off and just don't go on my phone for a day or two.
yeah, yeah, it's
Just
good detox.
yeah,
That's awesome, mate.
because I see like nowadays parents just put their phone in front of their kids. It's like, okay,
It's scary, isn't it? It's a new babysitting service available.
it is very scary. It is very scary.
Yeah, we had a couple of seminars last year about it, and I think a lot of people were surprised. I think the biggest one that we found, I don't know if you're aware of this, but it was a game changer for me reading a book called Teen Brain by David Gillespie, and it sort of changed my whole approach, because I'm really thankful that that book sort of came into my life, so to speak, because, you wouldn't give unfettered access to alcohol or pornography or any of that kind of stuff to your kids, or drugs. But if we're given
Yeah,
24/7 access to technology, they're saying now if you get addicted to technology, and stereotypically it is gaming or social media, right? If you get addicted to that,
yeah.
it opens up the pathways, the dopamine pathways, for you to be addicted to drugs, alcohol, pornography, online
Wow,
shopping, gaming, all those things. And it actually, they're now proving it's up to
that's
four times.
interesting.
Yeah, four times more chance of being addicted to something else. So when people say, "Oh, it's okay, I've got my daughter or my son, they're in their room. I don't like them on their phone, but at least I know where they are." All right, they are opening up addictive dopamine pathways for all those other things.
That's scary.
Yeah, and I don't think people know about that. And we've got a real charge, in our business to try and get that out there, because I didn't know that stuff, and not that our kids are much on technology, but now it's people think we're weird. We've got kids up to 14 years old and they don't have social media, and when we tell the kids at school we don't, our kids aren't on social media, they go, "Oh my gosh, so what do they do? Like what do they do then?" And I'm like, they actually live their lives. They go and play with the dog. They go outside.
Yeah,
They build stuff.
yeah,
They communicate and make, like you said before, they have fun in a little local community on their bikes or their skateboards or whatever. We do stuff as a family when
yeah,
we can on the weekends. Like, yeah, it's scary, mate. So
yeah.
it's good.
Doesn't
It's enough.
it does? Yeah, it doesn't revolve around a phone or a screen. Like just And a lot of like kids these days have bad backs because of or like teenagers today get bad backs, or you could see them have really bad backs because they're just gaming all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's
And
not good for physical health as well.
no, and I think too that a lot of parents aren't aware, or they don't know what time, kids are actually going to bed, and they've got TVs in their room
Yeah,
and they're quiet. I know parents are busy and that kind of stuff, but I don't feel, and maybe I'm a bit arrogant in this fact, I just don't know if parents are aware or teenagers are aware of the destruction they're doing to their brains, setting themselves up for failure
yeah,
for these other things, because yes, it keeps kids quiet. Yes, those kids can still get to communicate and connect through gaming and social media, but that's also where a lot of our aggression, our bullying and that kind of stuff comes from as well.
yeah, and that leads to the suicide rate go up higher.
Yeah, it's also things where they can't concentrate, they can't just be, whereas
Yeah,
before
yeah,
in my generation, Lockie, you wouldn't know, we were actually we were bored and we had to try and make our own fun. And now the thing is that these days we can't get kids to be bored because they're so
yeah.
dopamine up with their games and stuff. So it's an interesting world now. Well, mate, I'm going to give you
Very
some.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Good about it for ages, but anyway, we'll get back. I'm going to get back to you some of your fun stuff for you. You ready for some fun stuff?
Yeah, ready for some fun stuff.
I'm going to get you out of it too. Here, ready? Here we go. I'm going to give you a bit of a word association game, and you have to come up with the first word that comes or words that come to your mind when I say these words. You ready?
Yeah,
Lollies.
Rocky Road.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about that. Let's not talk about that. I heard someone makes a really good Rocky Road. It's very famous around these parts.
Yes,
Okay, next one. Chocolate.
popcorn ice cream.
Oh, nice. Music.
Country.
Singing.
Choir.
Very good. Movies.
Horror.
Really? You're scaring me already. Arrogant people.
Don't like them.
Family.
Love.
Beach.
Sand.
Veggies.
Delicious.
Cooking.
Love.
Netflix.
Crown.
Driving.
Annoyed.
Is that about people on the road?
Yes.
Mate, you took me for a spin in your car once. I thought we were going to die.
Oh well.
I was hanging onto the side and testing my seatbelt out. I was wondering what's going on.
I was still on my P's
What does that mean? Does that mean I wasn't supposed to be in the car?
back then.
Yeah,
No, you were supposed to be.
I was supposed to be.
Red. Yeah, red P's are. Oh no, I was on my green, so yeah, you were allowed in the car.
Oh yeah, it'll stress me out. I got a free little ride. That was good. All right, ready for another one now? Here comes the first thing that comes to your mind again. This is going to be like, I'm going to ask you some questions here. We're going to get to know Lockie really well. Here we go. Favorite song or music style? Did you say country before?
Yes.
D minus.
Oh, okay. Okay, Gary Wayne Woodford.
So is that what you're saying? Your favorite song is a country western song, a country song?
No.
You're just trying to give me a hard time, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, good memory. That's the trouble with you. Yeah. What's your favorite song? Do you have a go-to song at the moment?
No, I like all music except for some genres, but I just listen to music.
So
Like I don't have. It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Do you have a favorite movie?
That is such a hard one.
Like, so what if something comes on TV and you go, I have to watch this. Even though I watched it 1,000 times, I have to watch it to the end again.
Oh, the Harry Potter movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I could just watch them if that was the only thing on TV. Then I would be happy. If I was somewhere,
yeah,
and the only thing that was on was Harry Potter, I would be okay with that.
Would you? I wouldn't mind Harry Potter too because it helps me get to sleep. Like you can't have a hero on a stick. Like that's not right. Like you think at least Superman.
Yeah,
At
you
least
could.
Superman. He's got like he's a Superman. I don't look at Harry Potter. I
Yeah,
don't think he's a hero. Like
but Harry Potter or whatever, they could use a Vita Kedavra and just kill Superman.
okay, he's indestructible unless he's got kryptonite. You're not going to beat Superman. I'm not going to get in this argument tonight. We know Superman's the best superhero. Let's just leave it like that. Okay.
Um, that could be another podcast.
Well, it wouldn't be a very long one, would it? Because we just know that would be the answer. So there'd probably be a waste of time for people listening.
No, I am a Marvel and DC nerd, so there are many other people I can probably beat Superman, like Doomsday.
Look, I actually didn't know you were drinking before we come on this podcast. So we might have to turn this off in a second because what's coming out of my mouth is just gibberish. Let's actually move on to the next one. Actually, what's your favourite drink?
Coke Zero.
Coke Zero, yeah. A bit of a bee in my bonnet about it too. I'm pretty sure you owe me about 10 Coke Zeros from the program. I was broke after that program, shouting you Coke Zeros every day.
It wasn't every day.
Okay. I don't want to talk about it.
It was.
It's a sore point.
I will drive to Mango Hill with a carton of Pepsi, with a carton of Coke Zeros, and yeah,
that's perfect. That sounds perfect to me. Favorite food? Now you're a chef. I'm looking forward to this one. What's your favorite food?
I like desserts.
Oh, good. What? Give me one.
Oh, I do like making seeing it's winter. I do like making bread and butter pudding.
Oh, that sounds good. Very good.
Yeah.
All right. What about
very good, yay.
Yeah, very exciting. A bit of laugh therapy. What's your favourite leisure activity? It's gonna be Lego for sure, isn't it?
Yeah, Lego and I do on Wednesday evenings I do go and play Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a reader? Do you have like a favourite book?
I am reading the Jack Reacher series.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty. I'm still on the first book.
That's good, eh?
I'm a very slow reader.
Doesn't matter. Readers are leaders and leaders are readers. That's good. All right. Let's go back in the cooking here. Favorite vegetable?
I like all fruits.
All right. Would you choose a thick shake or an ice cream?
Favorite ice cream?
Like, would you choose thick shake or ice cream?
I would have a thick shake, vanilla, and I would order a side of fries and dip the fries in the milk in the thick shake.
You know exactly what you want. That's good. All right. What's the best character trait in somebody?
Oh, the best character trait.
Loyalty. Okay. What's the worst character trait?
I don't really know.
No? There's not something that you really hate about a certain way people act?
Probably sort of being arrogant.
Okay. All right. Good one.
Yeah, arrogance. Yeah.
All right. Two more here. Do you have a favourite saying? What's it? A motivational saying or something that gets you going?
No, I can't really think of any.
All right. We're going to try and find one for you. A little motivation one. Rach has this good one. It says, I've shared this a fair bit. It says, enjoy today because you don't get it back.
That's a good one.
I don't mind that. I got that once on a Monday morning. It really annoyed me because it was good.
And then carpe diem, seize the day.
Yeah, some of that. Yeah. All right. Now you're a bit of a happy-go-lucky guy. Sure, you must have a favourite joke you have.
Where does she get their haircuts?
Where?
At the barbers.
Oh, that's. Why am I laughing at that? I had one the other day.
10.
I had one. That's like a 4 out of 10. That one. That would be good for preppies.
No, that's a 10. That's a 10 out of 10.
Okay, this is going to be a 12 out of 10. Ready? Why can't you have That's right. Why can't you have aspirin in the jungle?
I don't know.
Paracetamol.
That is a 2 out of 10.
Parrots eat them all? Paracetamol? Paracetamol?
Yeah, I know.
I don't think you get it.
That is
I don't think you get it because you'd be laughing.
I know. I get it. It's just such a dad joke.
You said bad. Like barber.
Yeah.
You're lucky we're not face to face right now. There'd be dirty looks happening right here. All right. Here is the fun last questions. You ready for these? I'm looking forward to this first one. This is going to be good for you, Mr. Chef. Last meal. What's it going to be? They finally found out with Lockie. They've worked out Lockie's past, and he's going to go to jail, and he's like on Netflix series TV, and he's got a last meal.
If I had a last meal,
yep,
it would be a classic roast.
Ooh.
A big sort of roast with duck fat.
Oh.
With duck fat roast potatoes. There'll just be a really good quality beef, like the best quality beef you can get, with duck fat potatoes, and some greens, and then just a whole dessert buffet.
Oh, look at that. You know what you want.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right.
And guess I'll just die happy if I was in jail.
I'd die for that.
I went to jail. Yeah.
That's bad. That's good. Oh, the meal sounds good. All right, you're down to your last $20. What are you buying?
Down to my last $20.
Yep.
I guess get some ingredients and make a cake and share it with everyone.
Oh, that's nice. Curly Sport.
Yeah.
Curly Sport Woody some cake. 0, that's okay. Lockie is stuck on a deserted island with 3 other people. Who are they, and why did you choose those 3 people?
I was stuck in a desert isle.
Not a desert isle. A deserted island.
Oh, a deserted island. Okay. So one would be Hugh Jackman.
Yes.
Why? Because I reckon he could. I reckon he knows a bit about the wilderness, and I guess he would. And he's a happy-go-lucky guy, so I would get along well with him.
Yep.
Then Bear Grylls.
Oh, that's smart. Is that for like obvious reasons?
Because he would just know what to do.
He'd know which beetle you could eat without being poisoned.
Yeah, and that sort of thing.
Nice. All right,
just
one more to go.
Smart. And then Ed Sheeran, to make everyone all happy with music.
I like it. That's good. That's actually not bad. That's one of the best I've heard, actually. I actually don't mind those. They're good. It's almost like you want to be on Desert Island now.
Yeah.
Desert Island always reminds me of Castaway.
That's actually a good movie.
Yeah, I'll get in trouble here because I watch it too much, apparently. When I can't go to sleep, I chuck that on, I get in trouble. Wilson. All right, mate. Well,
I can't stop watching Big Hero 6.
You love that, don't you? You love that show?
Yeah.
You love the classic line from that show too.
Yeah.
What is it?
La 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 la.
Very good. Oh, mate, you made me laugh. Surely you're more than a 2 right now.
Yeah, I'm more than a 2 now.
Nice. Mate, I've loved having you on the show. Appreciate you being open, vulnerable. Is there anything I haven't asked you that you'd like to talk about?
No, that's everything. Thanks for having me.
Mate, it's been awesome. Next time we'll have to do it face-to-face. So we might do a little video and show you some of your cooking skills. What do you think? We could do a portable one, like a roaming podcast with a video, and you can see your cooking style in action.
Yeah.
That would be good, mate. Well, I'm here for you if you ever need to reach out and have a chat, but appreciate you being on the show, hey? And we'll have you on again soon.
Yeah, and go the Broncos.
Go the Cows. Thanks, mate. Thanks for coming on.